It's official. This was the most difficult short film I've ever done. It took us over a year just to get to this moment, this shoot. We shot for 6 full days, shooting in 2 states, battling nature, the clock, our limited budget. This film took us to the beautiful forests and mountains of Washington State, to a cave set here in Los Angeles, and it pushed me to my physical and mental limits. But getting here was a story in and of itself. Almost 15 years ago when we were in college, my co-writer Chris wrote a feature film about some haunted woods, and there was a minor character in it named Oliver Brody, a gold prospector out in the Alaskan wilderness. And then about a year ago, we finally got serious about turning Oliver Brody's story into its own short film. But if I had known how hard it was actually going to be to put this thing together, I don't think I would have done it. On the long road to day 1 of this shoot, there were countless rewrites of the script from page 1, weekly meetings with Chris and Casey, our DP and other producer, hours and hours of research, a location scout to Lake Tahoe that led nowhere, trying to raise the money, sponsors coming through, sponsors falling out, test shoots, more rewrites, more test shoots, replanning, rescheduling this thing 500 times, and then finally, after months of prep, finally, we were ready to shoot. About a week out from the shoot, we had a lot of gear that we had to transport to Washington State for day 1. Fortunately, our DP Casey volunteered to drive his van up there.
Did you get a haircut? Ah, there it is. Yeah.
What's up, team?
We're about to send this guy off to Washington. It's all gonna fly out. Holy shit.
That's a short film with some specialty shots.
Brother, where are you gonna sleep? You're gonna sleep in this?
I'm gonna sleep right there,
Oh my god.
right next to everything in the theme of Oliver Brody.
Here's a logistical challenge we faced with this short. It's a horror short film. There's a monster in it, but the monster has to appear both in the Washington phase of the shoot and the Los Angeles phase of the shoot. And we're not gonna have the same special effects artist on both shoots. In fact, we're not gonna have a special effects artist in Washington. We're doing as much as we can with as few people as possible. So how do we get the monster up there? So I went online, did some research, and I found this guy, Savage Silicone, who makes these incredible Hollywood-level masks. That was gonna be the solution. The problem is, he's on back order with these things for months, so I reached out, told him our situation, and I begged him, would you be able to get us one in time? He said yes. He said, I can expedite this for you. I was a little worried. I was like, is he really gonna be able to do this in a week? But I was relieved. We had our mask. Until it looked like maybe we didn't.
The mask guy just emailed me and said he's not gonna have the mask done in time. 6 days before we start shooting, I find out we're not gonna have it. So I don't know what to do.
When's he gonna be done with it?
Oh, you know what?
You get shipped?
Ship it to Index? To Washington? Yeah, maybe we just move that shot to the last day.
We were scheduled to shoot that scary mask part on the 2nd day of the shoot, but I figured, hey, just move it to the 4th day of the shoot and cross our fingers.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
See you in Washington.
I'll keep you updated.
There goes the movie, on its way to Washington. I was so grateful to have Casey driving up there early, not only to get our gear there, but to re-scout the locations and do a bunch of tests. Our first AC, Steve, flew up early to meet him, and together they re-scouted all the main locations. They did camera tests, they checked out the cave entrance, and we got a lot of good information that really streamlined the rest of the shoot. Finally, June 2nd came around. Day 1 of the shoot. I've been waiting so long for this moment, but we still have a long way to go. We got up, went to Burbank Airport for a 7 a.m. flight to Seattle, landed, rented an SUV, drove that an hour out to Index, Washington, and finally we arrived at Production HQ, Wild Sky Ranch.
All right, flip that bad boy over. No, it looks good. We don't want to overdo it, but do me a favor. So let's do the check. We got lots of. Hold it up. No paint streaks, right?
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's great.
On a scale of 1 to dirty, how dirty do you feel right now?
So dirty.
Dirty in an unproblematic way.
Gonna get wired up here.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna put this on you, okay? I'm gonna put one on you.
On the camera.
No. Chris, you're gonna need one of these. All of us are definitely gonna die. Speak for yourself. Wired.
Thank you, Hollyland. Can I take your order? Double Mac with cheese.
I just wanted to run through a few things before we start actually shooting this movie. One, just to intro everybody. Casey's our DP producer. He's been out here for a few days already.
Hey, Case.
Along with Steve, who's our AC, who's been helping him do tests.
Yeah, Steve.
Eric is our grip, gaffer, swing. Max is shooting BTS and helping us on the film. Chris is our co-writer, producer, slash everything else, AD, most likely.
Yeah, Chris.
And Thatcher's our Oliver Brody. And Tony is our makeup artist slash art department out here. So the schedule's been getting updated a lot. There's a new one. We got the printer set up. So after we shoot today, I'll get everybody a printout of the schedule so you can see what's going on. But biggest thing to note is we have really early call times. So we're going to get, 10-hour plus turnarounds, but we will have to be getting up early to get like blue hour and even a couple of shots like night before even blue hour starts. It's just the nature of the shoot, and like sunrise is super early up here. So whenever you can, even though we're wrapping at like 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. or something, like I really recommend you just go to sleep and get some rest, and don't resist the urge to just stay up and hang out because it's like sunlight.
Oh, it's a trap shoot.
It's day one, so we're just trying to get easy shots off, shots that aren't the most important, and also shots that are like a little annoying from a technical standpoint to do. So we have another one with a zoom lens. It's like sort of out on the water, and I'll be happy if we get those two done, get back into the ranch, and go to sleep because we've been traveling all day. So even though we're only doing 2 shots, it still feels like kind of a long day.
We're gonna need dirt, right? I'll pop the shot off. What camera are we using for this shoot?
This is the RE Alexa 35.
And what's our lenses?
This is a vintage Cook 20 to 60.
Through what's going down right now?
Yeah, we're doing an underwater FX30, which is like our B-cam stunt cam out here shot. So we have this little underwater housing. We're gonna hold it sort of submerged, sort of popping out over the surface of the water to catch Oliver Brody in sort of a portrait above the water, and hopefully we'll see what his hands are doing under the water.
Are you in the element yet?
A little bit. It's hard not to be when you're around all this.
So at the beginning of the shot, when I say action, it's pan down in the water. We're focused on the pan underwater. We're coming up to surface to catch his face as he brings the pan up. And action. All right, ready? And action. And bump. We're good? All right, we're good. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of the water.
How are we feeling about the first shot?
I think we're good. It's a little scary because we already semi-shorted out my FX30 the first time we were testing this, so let's see. Oh, here it is. It's great. We got it. We got that water stunt. Thank God. Yeah. Hopefully we didn't fry my camera. Tricky shot. We're trying to get the Alexa 35 out in the water for a low to the water shot where we can still tilt up and zoom in on our subject. It sounds simple, but then when you're actually throwing a camera over a river, it's very complicated and very risky, so you have to be really careful.
How did that go?
That went great. It went surprisingly well. Some really good shots. I was happy with the FX30 shot, and then we threw the Alexa out there. I was like, Jesus, I get it. I get why people spend so much money on that camera. And the lenses. I mean, got some sweet Pancro vintage zoom lens action going on. Now it's time to pack up, get some food, and figure out what we're doing tomorrow.
Finally, day one was over, at least for most of the team. We were completely wiped after traveling since 7 a.m. that day. So we had some dinner at the production office, and most of the team headed off to sleep. Casey and I stayed around a little while, walked through some locations for the next day, got our game plan together, and caught a few hours of sleep too.
Welcome to day 2, everybody.
Wait, start again, hold on.
Welcome to day 2 of 4. We got our headlamps. It's 3:15 in the morning. Gonna jam sync some audio. We got Thatcher on a lav all day. We're good to go.
This first early morning call time was really going to test the team. We had to do so much in so little time because we were going to be racing the sun. We needed art department, lighting, camera, and performance all honed in at the same time. Fortunately, we had some amazing people on the shoot that made it possible. Tony was doing double or triple duty, doing all the wardrobe, the makeup, and the art department stuff out there. Here she is making some fake footprints in the ground. Casey and Steve threw the Dana Dolly and camera setup together, rehearsed the camera moves. Our gaffer Eric was setting up not only the lighting, but our little fire pit too. He's a camera operator on that show Naked and Afraid, so it was great having a outdoorsy gaffer on the team. Chris was helping everybody get set up and blowing the smoke throughout the scene. Our BTS videographer Max was shooting this great footage. Our unit stills photographer Allie Rutzel pulled up in the middle of that and started shooting these amazing photographs. And Thatcher Robinson, our Oliver Brody, knocked it out every take.
This guy, another one, this guy, and this dude. Sure. Yeah, that's looking great right there. Actually, if we land the lantern right there, Thatcher.
Okay, that's good. Let's hit it. Camera speeds.
All right, a little closer with the smoke, Chris. It's kind of like way out there.
And ready for you. Camera.
All right.
Speeds.
Good stuff with the smoke. Let's get
There
the
we
smoke
go.
out of there now. All right, ready, guys?
Ready.
And action.
That was it. All right. Here we go, guys.
What are you doing? What's your job?
I am an assistant cameraman, and I am pulling the focus on his camera over there. And I think it's very important to stay organized as an assistant camera person because you have to know where everything is at all times.
And dolly, action. And up. Got it. All right, let's get out of here. That was great, guys. You got the smoke. You got the focus.
Okay, guys. That was good. Good practice on all the teamwork. Hell yeah. With like no one to do it. Fuck the departments.
That was great. That last shot was excellent. We got the smoke.
In order of cosmopolitan.
Is this the organ trial?
Can I get a apple teeny?
Oh, sorry, you caught me slipping. I was just over here playing Cinenerdle, the first sponsor of The Lost Fortune of Oliver Brody. This is a daily game for movie lovers. You gotta connect the dots between different movies. What is connecting the movies? And they have different types of puzzles: logical, original, reversal, burgle. They're updated every single day. If you're a movie lover, you're gonna love playing these games. You can share your scores with your friends. There's also tons of user-generated puzzles too. So check it out, cinenerdle2.app. Back to the video and back to this puzzle. Now this setup with this long zoom lens, this is the first time we started to fall behind schedule. It was actually supposed to be a really easy shot. Some smoke plumes in the distance. The problem is to get that smoke in the distance, we had bought this pellet smoker thing for a grill, but we hadn't really tested it out before Chris went down this treacherous path. So we're radioing, we're trying to figure out what's going on, and it was just kind of a communication breakdown. We should have figured it out before we split up and started doing the shot, and it did end up costing us some time. So we started falling behind the schedule for the first time.
10 to 15. Why? How are we looking on time? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 7:10 now. Schedule wants us finishing this by 7:30. It's a pretty simple shot. Technically, or once we're set up, it's a pretty simple shot. So, performance-wise, it's also fairly simple. I think it's a matter of getting set up.
Ready? Want to see where it's going to go?
Action.
There we go. Pan and frame.
Yep, there it is. Right
There it is, Thatcher. All right. And camera cuts.
And smoke stuff in general became a real challenge on this film. Early on, we realized we wanted to have that atmosphere and that sort of like spooky quality of just some smoke in all of the shots. So we got these bug sprayers. Problem is they're real finicky. They don't want to put out consistent amounts of smoke. The smoke smells a little bit, probably not good to be breathing it in. That's why you'll see Eric with his shirt around his face for half of this shoot. So the smoke was a constant challenge. It would either be too much or not enough. And the whole time we're just radioing Chris over our headsets, yelling at him, more smoke, less smoke, go to the other side. So poor Chris had to deal with that the whole time.
Yeah, one more shot before lunch. We're on schedule. We're just doing a sequence where Oliver finds the hat and the map. The hat that he saw the man in his dream wearing, and the map that is honing in on his treasure stash. This is where the movie really turns, you know.
Oh yeah,
It's where it gets more intense.
Can I talk?
No. Do you have a line? So we will start probably with you landing behind that, like over here, Thatcher. Like as if you just fell back to right here. And then you step forward to grab the hat from there. Do we feel good about racking as he does all that?
We do have to set focus marks so it comes back into it. Yeah, I'm unsure with the data dolly. I think we just have to run it once and see.
This scene was the first time that Thatcher actually got to do like some real acting where the camera like let the scene play out for a while. And man, it was exciting to watch. It was terrifying because we're already behind schedule and this is kind of an ambitious shot. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, man, if we're not nailing the focus or if Thatcher's not nailing it, or if the shot just looks dumb when we actually see it, then we just have to be prepared to start cutting this thing up and do it in more than one shot. But oh man, we started getting it and it was looking so good.
And action.
And even though we ran into some problems, like the hat started completely falling apart, so Tony had to pull out her sewing kit and start sewing it up on the fly. Thatcher's pants that we had rented from a wardrobe rental house completely just split down the side of his leg, so Tony also had to patch that up. This shot also got to show off this hero prop that our production designer, Michael Corsi, spent a lot of time making for us. And I have a whole video with him about the production design of this film coming very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But it was so fun just being able to watch Oliver Brody come to life and what Thatcher was able to do with it in this shot. This was the first time that I really started to feel like, wow, this is a real movie.
Do you want to walk the camera through a little bit what you're setting up right now?
We're setting up for over the shoulder at the river. We're reusing a setup from before lunch to save some time. It is a very similar shot. Hope we can stay on time.
Actually, it's just, he's down here, and if he just stands up, the frame is already there. You know, that's like the ideal scenario.
How are we doing on time? How are we doing with the schedule?
We're doing all right.
About a half hour behind.
Half hour behind, but we'll catch it up. If not, we can always catch it up the next day. Or sleep less. Or Ken can do something about it.
Throughout these BTS videos, you're going to see me staring at this the entire time. This is my gold fold. Thank you to my girlfriend Tony for getting me this thoughtful gift. Go to goldfold.com. Tell your boy Travis Gold Kent Lamm sent you if you buy one. But this is what ADs use in Hollywood to keep the schedule and the sides for the day and the call sheet and all the important paperwork in one place. And I was just looking at the schedule for the day. That's the only thing that I was looking at in here. And this schedule took so much time to create because I had to redo the schedule from the beginning like 6 different times. At first, we thought we were going to be doing overnight shoots the entire time. This is one of the many logistical problems that we discovered when we went out to Seattle basically to shoot this film, is that sunrise is at 5 a.m. in the summer up there. Sun sets at 9 p.m. And we're trying to film most of this film in like blue hour. Guys got a little bit of light in it, just enough that you can like turn on the camera and see stuff, but it still looks kind of like nighttime. That's a really useful time for us when you're filming stuff with lantern light. But to do that, you got to be up for like 20 hours shooting. So we figured, well, we could do overnight shoots and we'll just shoot basically in the evening and then take a break in the middle of the night and then film again in the morning. And then people just sleep all day. Fortunately, when Casey and Steve were up there early, they realized, you know, the sun is pretty low the entire day up here. We should probably just do a daytime shoot. So I redid the schedule for daytime. Anyways, we kept having to move shots around and move things around. So for that reason, I started to get a little nerdy with the scheduling. And this is what I came up with. So here's our actual shot list for the Washington part of the shoot. And the reason that the schedule took so long to make at first was I could not find a shot list scheduling template that I liked enough anywhere online. I ended up making my own. And then over time, I just kept adding features to it. And it became very powerful, and I got really nerdy with it, but I'm really excited to show off what this thing can do. Check this out. So you got your normal columns like the day, what time each shot starts, that's absolutely crucial, and what time they end. I need that stuff. I'm referencing it throughout the day. The shot number, where it is, the description of the shot, some camera stuff, general notes, time of day, for example, you know, is it golden hour, is it blue hour, is it daytime, is it nighttime? Nice, but nothing special, right? Well, hold on. Check this out. I got tired of manually recalculating the times for every single shot every time I needed to move a shot around. So the first thing I did was have it automatically calculate the end time based on how long the duration of the shot is. For example, if I had a 30-minute window that I estimated this shot would take to shoot, then it changes that time to 3:15 instead of 3:30. See that? But look what else changes. Everything below it changes. You see where I'm going with this? Here's the cool thing. If you want to rearrange your schedule, you can just click a row, drag it down, and everything dynamically updates around it. Now it becomes very, very easy to rearrange your schedule. You just drag the rows around until you get it the way you like it. And the times will continue updating. And that's very useful for a schedule where it's like 3 days in a row, for example, because you get to calculate your turnaround times here, which we were cutting it so close. We had a 10-hour turnaround on the first day, which is like not much. You really want 12-hour turnarounds. But yeah, this thing became like my project within the project. And since the shoot ended, I actually took it even further. So it looks a little different, right? A little bit cleaner. Now we have categories for things. Like if it's lunch, you just hit lunch and it'll change the styling automatically. That's pretty cool. If you were to drag this up here and you went over 6 hours before a lunch break, this will turn red so that you know that. Coolest part is this is going to be a whole workflow. It's not just for scheduling. It's going to be for your shot list too, and probably for your call sheet too, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So look, you're getting a real early look at all this. Below each of these blue rows that the scene is, you put in all of your shots. So you just start typing stuff in like I did here, right? Jimmy eats a piece of pie. Some of the stuff will be automatically brought down from the scene. When you go to the shot schedule, after making your chronologically in order shot list, right? Let's say this was shot 2C and not 2B. Look, Jimmy eats a piece of pie. It changed all the information automatically. It dynamically syncs to your in order shot list. Now we're getting really powerful workflows here. And by the way, by the time this video drops, this scheduling and shot listing template is going to be included and wrapped in 30 days, my step-by-step boot camp for making great narrative short films, which is now updated with new tools and bonus mini courses like the Crewing Up Playbook, which will help you build a solid team for your films, even on a tiny budget. And with the release of this video today, I'm reopening Wrapped for the first time in months. And guess what? It's 50% off for a very limited time. So whether you want to make a short film in a month or make something bigger over a longer timeline like Oliver Brody, Wrapped gives you everything that I know and use in my own work, all my best advice, my workflows, tools, checklists, step-by-step guidance that'll help you write, produce, direct, and edit a crowd-pleasing, festival-ready short film easier, without the stress, without the confusion, without the whole what do I do next at every step of making a film. It helped me make Oliver Brody, and it's helped filmmakers like Robert, who in his 50s won Best Screenwriter at a local film festival with his very first short film, The Clunker, and Ike, whose Wrapped in 30 Days project Hitman's Gambit earned him a strong festival run across the country, press, and became his YouTube channel's #1 out of 10 upload. We love to see that. By the way, they both made those films in just a month. So if you're ready to be next and make something you're really proud of, check out Wrap.school. This is the best I can do to teach. Now is the best time to get it. All right, let's get back to this video.
What are you trying to simulate with this?
Trying to get blood in the water, which is really hard. It's easy on paper, but really hard in practice. This is what they use to trace water across river systems and stuff. And pour. have an update on the mask situation, which has been an ongoing source of anxiety. He says it's really close, currently still drying and being painted. I have about 4 hours left where I'm trying to finish it up and make sure it's dry. Everything's still on track as long as it gets overnighted. So like maybe you could finish it, pack it, get it to FedEx or whatever, and overnight it to us in Washington. I would say our odds of getting this mask are about 25% that we're going to get this on time, which means we really need to start thinking about alternatives. So fingers crossed.
We're about to throw sand all over this camera, and this lens is like $80,000.
So how are we preventing absolute disaster?
This is a clear filter on the front, so at least nothing hits the actual glass, and then I think we're gonna wrap the body of the camera in like a clear piece of plastic so that hopefully no sand grains get in there.
What is the shot supposed to accomplish?
I guess it's a middle part of the sequence of him doing the whole process of excavating gold and cleaning it. So he's dumping dirt from above into a bucket, and we are the bucket. We're gonna take the dirt.
When you pour the bucket out, if you can get it so that that light's going a little inside the bucket, but the camera can still see up the bucket. Do you see what I'm saying? That sort of angle where it's kind of like that. Here comes the smoke. Ready? Action. Got it.
I think that's what you're supposed to do with the camera.
Get close, get close.
Eyebrow down.
No eyebrow.
Sorry. That's what I was worried about.
It's gonna be all right. Can you hold that?
Fucking God.
All right, we're gonna have to try to get this in one, huh?
That bucket's gonna break.
Famous last words.
So heavy.
Is the bucket going to break?
Camera looks great. Leads. Okay. Ready? And action.
What do you think, Kent?
I love it. I think it's great. I love
We're
how
good.
clearly incredibly heavy the bucket is.
It does look like
it
your
looks
hand
great.
is breaking in half.
Yeah. I mean, that was the intention of the shot, so I'm glad you said, give me the really heavy bucket.
We were finally wrapped, ended right on time.
The final frame with the jump cut that will hide in there.
With what? The dirt?
Yeah, a little circle. I wouldn't have thought to do a little hide there, hide a jump cut in the dirt, but it's very easy, huh?
I'm looking out for you for the comp.
I know. Otherwise, there's just going to be 3 frames of Thatcher with the bucket and then blackness. I was like, well, that didn't read as anything.
Yeah, you need black, and then it reveals that
Yeah.
his face.
That's the kind of thing they'd shoot in like a commercial. Like, you know how every commercial is just like crazy angles now and like
Oh,
probe lenses?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the kind of thing they would throw in a commercial and spend like half a day on, and
Yes. In an HP ad.
more than the budget of the whole short just on a shot like that.
Well, good day, folks.
Very good.
Next morning, we had an even earlier call time with a 2-mile hike up a mountain and hundreds of pounds of gear on our back, so we were gonna have a lot of fun.